Yeah, Jags only have a couple of games left. The football team, have you been?
No, I haven't been yet, but
you have a couple more chances, Lucy.
Yeah,
you have to get out there. And yesterday I mentioned the basketball game was last night against William Carey, and they won 76, I believe 76-53. So the basketball team, Jags, doing really good.
That's exciting.
Football leads us in.
Yeah.
And speaking of this time of year, football, basketball, Thanksgiving. Lucy, you are making something that would be perfect as a side dish for Thanksgiving and also a dessert.
Yes, today we are going to make some collard greens and also some pralines, and two quick easy recipes. So I thought we'd get started on the collards first.
Yeah.
And of course you could use this same recipe if you prefer turnip greens.
Okay.
So what I've already done is chopped up small 1 onion and 4 slices of bacon, and I have a couple of tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat in this pot. So we're going to toss this in here. We're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes until the bacon is browned a little bit and the onions become translucent. And we're also going to toss in 3 cloves of fresh garlic that I just took the skins off and smashed. So that will be fine, just hanging out and getting brown.
A few minutes on medium heat, all right?
Yes, and so I also wanted just to touch base on the pralines, because in the next segment you have to pay attention, a lot of attention to that.
Can't leave them.
No, you can't leave them. So we're going to get started and then we'll finish it up in the next one, but I wanted everybody to know what ingredients go in it.
Perfect.
So we're going to use a saucepan like this, and we put in half a stick of butter.
Okay.
And I'm using unsalted butter because we're going to add a little bit of salt so we can control it. And then we have 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of regular white sugar.
Okay.
And here's the salt, just 1/8 of a teaspoon, and half a cup of evaporated milk. And then after we get all that together in the next segment, you put in your pecans last. So,
okay.
Yes.
You do 2 at one time. That makes things a lot easier. We're going to let this simmer a little bit, and while that's simmering, I want to tell you guys about something that all the Greer's family members are doing, and I include everybody who works at Greer's, because I'm sure they're part of your family. Greer's is family owned and operated. You guys are trying to help children get a better education and also help nonprofit groups get a little extra money, and you're doing it through the Save a Label program.
Yeah.
How does it work?
It is very simple. Like you said, either a school or any nonprofit can sign up. If you go to our website, greers.com, and click on the customer service page, there's a whole page for Save a Label, and that's what it's called. And there's a PDF where you can sign up, and what it does is allows people to collect the UPCs off of our private label, which is Best Choice. Okay. All they do is collect these and send them in, and we have hundreds, probably thousands of items all through the store, the dairy, the frozen food, your grocery shelves, and these items are 10 to 20% less than your national brands and just as good of quality. So you send those in and you get $30 for every 1,000 that you collect. And if you think about that, you have lots of people in your nonprofits and in your schools, so it's really easy to get a number of them really quick. And it's just free money. Everybody, especially these days, are striving to do great things out in the community or wherever you live, and it's hard to get those funds. So it's just something that we can do through our supplier to help these people. So
that's great.
All the information is on our website, so we'd be happy to help anybody sign up, or if anybody has any questions, please contact us.
Why not take advantage of that? Also take advantage of getting this recipe on fox10tv.com. It's on our Studio 10 page. We're going to keep simmering the pralines and also simmer this bacon, onions, and garlic, and then we'll keep going in just a few minutes.
So guess what I was doing during the commercial break, Lucy?
What?
I was looking up praline to see which way to correctly pronounce it, and it turns out the dictionary actually has both pray, P-R-E-Y, and praw, P-R-A-W, so you can pronounce it either way.
Well, that's good. I imagine you'd pronounce it differently than me.
I say praline.
I say praline.
See, and that's what we're talking about. You should weigh in on our Facebook page. You say praline or praline. Let us know on the Studio 10 page. But the reason we're talking about this is because we're making some this morning.
Yeah, and they're super easier to make than they are to say. What we have done in this pot is put half a stick of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of light brown sugar, and a half a cup of evaporated evaporated milk. And so I'm going to get that melting together, and while that gets going, we're going to add something to our collards.
All right.
So what we have already done is sauteed 1 small onion and 4 slices of bacon and 3 garlic cloves smashed for about 10 minutes, just until everything's browned nicely. And now we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes and 1/8 cup of apple cider vinegar. And if you wouldn't mind stirring that for me while I measure out this honey, we're going to do a 1/4 cup of honey. And I am using today some collard greens that are already cut, washed, and ready to go. With Thanksgiving, you don't have a lot of time because you're making so many dishes, and they're just fresh. They're just like you would get and cut them yourself, but some of the work is already taken out. So
make it a little easier on yourself.
Make it a little easier on yourself. All of our stores carry those, and a lot of them have big bunches of greens too. So we're going to put this in here, and also we're going to add 3 cups of chicken broth there and 2 cups of water. We're going to bring that to a boil, and as soon as it comes to a boil, we will add our greens. I'm also going to add a couple teaspoons of salt. So we will get that out of the way, and we'll look at our pralines.
And while you're doing that, tell us, Greer's has recently opened a couple of new stores. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we have a couple new stores here in Mobile. We purchased 2 of the Bell Foods that closed down. We have one right down from the station on Highway 90 at Government in the Whataburger parking lot. And we're excited that we'll be able to serve our Midtown customers from there. And also, we got this store on Cottage Hill. It's between Azalea and University. And we're thrilled. We've kind of been in our niche of serving small communities and small towns in Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. And now we have the opportunity to serve the greater Mobile area, which is where we're from. We're from Mobile, all of our family. My great-great-grandfather started the company with the first store in downtown Mobile. So we're really excited about it.
Awesome. Well, that's great, and it's a great way for people to have a chance to buy something that's part of the community as well and shop local as well. So go check out the new Greer stores in the Mobile area. Now, when we come back, what are we going to do to finish these things up?
This is going to come to a rolling boil, and we're going to let it boil for a couple minutes, and it's going to start to get thick, and then I'll show you how to finish it up.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. Michael and Sherry.